All right, in this video, we are going to work on the has22 problem. This is out of the list2 problem set in the Python version of Coding Bat. So it says, given an array of ints, list of ints, return true if the list contains a 2 next to a 2 somewhere. Okay. So what we're going to do is search through for a 2, right? So we're going to go for and this time, because we're looking for well, we could do something like this for num and nums, right? If num equals 2, return true. So this for loop is going to go over every element of the list. If num is a 2, then it would return true and stop, excuse me. And then if there's no 2's in there, it's going to go all the way to the end. And in that case, we would have to return false. So this is basically just going through the list and searching for a 2 and returning true if it has a 2 and false otherwise, right? So you can see that works for some of these things, but that's not really the problem. What we need, right, is to search for 2's that are next to 2's, right? So so what we need to do then is if we find a 2, right, inside there, what we need to do is really to look before it or to look after it, okay? Or yeah, I guess that's the way to do it here. So the problem with doing it this way is this works fine if you're just searching for a 2, but we need to look at the element before what index we're currently at, and we'll have to do that by slicing, and we can't slice it like this. So what we'll need to do is to switch this to for I in nums, and we'll do the range object of length nums here. And then there's no more num variable anymore, so we have to access an element by slicing. So that'd be the name of the list, which is nums, and then bracket and the index of the element that we want to access. So let's see. What does it not like? Oh, I forgot. Parenthesis up here. Okay, so we're getting the same results that we had before. Okay, so, and that's because we're just saying, hey, if we find a 2, then return true. That's not what we want. What we want to do is to look before it, right? So we could try something like this, and nums I plus 1 equals 2. And that might work in some cases, but you see we get this list index out of range, right, here, if we go too far in here. So so what we'll need to do is to think of another way to do that. And so we can prevent that probably from happening by saying that if I is less than the length of nums minus 1 or minus 2. Let's see if that helps any. It does. So this checks to make sure if I is less than the length of nums minus 2, right? Remember that the last index is 1 less than the length of nums, right? So that would be the length of nums minus 1 is the last index. So this is just checking to see that, actually, I guess we could get away with doing that. So if we're less than the last index, then check the one after it. So you can see that will get us what we want in this particular one. And I don't think we have to check before because if there was a 2 followed by a 2, then this would get it. So So that prevents, this little bit here prevents us from checking at the very last index, which is causing that index out of range error on that one. So, all right, so that's it for that one.